Cindy and Jim here from OUTAPocket, and today we're going to go over things that you need to know if you are looking for a used Solis Pocket.
I was away climbing not too long ago. My buddy and I were hanging out in the van. It was a cold evening. He's looking around going, I have to get a van. He has a fifth wheel. He's like, I'm done with the fifth wheel, hauling it around. I want to get a van.
And so he was calling us and emailing us and texting us, trying to get all the information that he could when he's out there shopping for a Solis Pocket.
This is actually a great time of year to be in the market for a Solis Pocket. This is when the new model year inventory starts coming in, so dealers want to get the used ones, even the older new ones, off their lots. And plus, if you're a private seller, this is the time of year when you look around saying, wow, I didn't use it that much, so I really want to store it, go through all that work. Why don't I just sell it?
So in this video, we're going to go over everything on the outside, the inside, and the products that come with the Pocket, so you walk away with what you expect to be walking away with.
If you're looking to buy a Solis Pocket, certainly a used one, but even a new one, you have to watch this video. Let's do it.
Let's go to it. It's very important to understand that for a Solis Pocket, the chassis year number and the RV year number can be very different. We lucked out. We have a 2023 RV on a 2023 chassis. But it is not uncommon at all to see a 2023 van on a 2022 chassis, a 2024 van on a 2022 chassis. We've even had one person report that they have a 2025 RV on a 2022 chassis.
As far as the Solis Pocket, the RV portion, those have been made since model year 2022, and there have been virtually no changes in all of those years, except the brand new ones in 2026. Some of the newest ones do have some changes for the first time in 4 years. Hopefully we can cover that in a future video. If you're looking at pictures online, one of the easiest things to tell is if you have a model year 2023 or newer, like this one, or if it's older. There were two big changes in the front that happened in 2023. The headlight got redesigned. The older models have a piece of more of the body rather than the black bumper coming under the headlights. And the 2021s and 2022s had kind of a squarish chrome plate in this front grille area. And we'll show you some pictures of that so you can tell the difference. Other than that, the vans have been pretty much the same, except in 2025, there's a visual piece of chrome they introduced in the front here that's more sculpted into the body.
Once you determine from looking at the grille that you're looking at either a 2021 or a 2022 chassis, you have to come in and look at the steering wheel to determine which one of those it is. If you're looking at a 2022, the steering wheel is going to look like this. It's going to have these nice little toggles on the steering wheel because the infotainment system is a 7-inch and it's a bit of an upgrade. If you're looking at a 2021, that still had the 5-inch infotainment system, and the steering wheel is much more simple.
The online pictures can give you an idea of generally what model year it's going to be, but the only way to be absolutely certain is to get the VIN number. That's found here on the van, or sometimes you might see it on the listing. Within the VIN number, the 10th character tells you the model year. For 2021, it's an M. 2022, N. 2023, P, which is what ours is. 2024, an R. 5, an S. And 2026 will be a T. That will tell you the model year of the van. The best way to determine the model year of the RV, the pocket portion, is to find this light yellow colored sticker that's on the pillar of the driver's door. In our case, 2023 Solis. So ours is a 2023 model year RV.
Why do we care what year number the chassis was? Because there were a number of different features and upgrades that were made over the years. In 2021, the transmission was a 6-speed, and the infotainment system was 5 inches with a much simpler steering wheel. In 2022, they moved up to a more reliable 9-speed transmission and enlarged the infotainment screen to 7 inches and added a lot of cool things to the steering wheel, plus some important safety features. In 2023, there was a front bumper redesign. The headlights became more easy to replace for yourself to do rather than need a dealer to. And again, some more safety features were added. Model years after that really didn't have any particular changes made of note. When evaluating a used Pocket, there's a number of internal systems that you're going to want to check before you pull the trigger. One of them is the water system, because if this is put away not properly winterized, there could be problems with it. So make sure you turn it on and check and make sure everything's running fine. And but there's no leaks. An easy way to check is to open up the drawers and see if anything is collecting. We've had it leak before. The water comes out here.
While we're on the subject of water, crawl into the back of the van area and turn on the freshwater indicator light. There's a tube here that shows you how much fresh water is in the tank. If the freshwater system has not been maintained well, hasn't been drained from time to time, etc., this tube will be filled with dirt and maybe even algae or mildew, and you won't be able to read the water level. So if you can't see the water level in this tube, that would not be a good sign on how the van's been maintained. The next thing you want to check is related to the propane system. Obviously, make sure you have a tank there, but we want to make sure that the propane system is working and that the heater is working, and optionally the stovetop is working. So take a good sniff, see if you smell too much propane. The regulators in here are known to fail on these vans fairly regularly.
Now you're going to want to check that the heating system is working in the Pocket. We did do another video, so you're welcome to check out that video for how to work the system. But you're going to turn it on, and then you're going to dial up some good heat, which we really need today. And then we just wait to see when it clicks in. Oh, I just heard it. So the heating system works fine. And wait until you feel some heat coming out. And here it is.
This would be the time to test that the stovetop is also working properly, and then remember to turn the propane off when you're done. When it comes to electrical, if the fridge is not running, you want to make sure you turn that on and make sure that that cools. We also strongly recommend that you test all the 120 volt outlets. To do that, the van needs to be plugged into shore power. But once it's plugged into shore power, recommend getting a simple outlet tester. You can find these pretty much anywhere. And go around to each of the 120 volt outlets and make sure that those test as being wired properly. There were 6 outlet areas to test. One here, one down here by the cargo door, one up in that cabinet, one in this dinette area, and there are 2 in the back, one in the cargo area and one in the very back of the van. Make sure they all test positive.
While you're plugged into shore power, this is a great opportunity to check the air conditioner and make sure that it works. And of course, you should always check the max air vent. Take a moment to tug on the cabinets, make sure that they're fixed well so they don't pop open when you're driving, and check out that the carbon monoxide and smoke detectors are in place. Sometimes they can pop off. Check all the upholstery. If there's covers, take it off, make sure there's no stains. Check all the seams on all the upholstery, including not just this, but also the bed. When we got our Pocket, there were some pulls in the seams and we needed to get a new cushion when it was still under warranty.
You can use the ZAMP control panel to do some quick health checks of the 12 volt batteries that are in the coach portion of the RV. Ideally, you want to do 3 different tests. The first is when you're just running off batteries of the van, you're not connected to shore power, and you have no sun on the solar at all. You're inside or they're covered up. You should see 12.6, 12.7 volts on this panel. That's an indication of a healthy, relatively healthy set of coach batteries. When you plug into shore power, you should see this go up to 13.7. That tells you that the 12 volt converter is working that recharges the batteries when you're plugged into shore power. And finally, if you can put this van out in the sun, not connected to shore power, again, you should see numbers in the high 13s, around 13.7, being generated from the solar panel, also telling you that that solar charging functionality is all operational. As far as the Solis Pocket, the RV evaluation, those are really the critical systems that we think you should take a look at. Each of them would be quite expensive to fix if they're not operating properly. The other thing you need to think about is the van itself. We're not going to cover much about the chassis. It's like buying any used car. You can go to Carfax, you can have your mechanic evaluate it, ask for service records, that sort of thing. Just highlight 2 things. We've found that the starter battery on this van tends to go dead if you don't use it for as little as a few weeks. We ended up putting on a trickle charger, and we did a whole video on that if you want to check it out. But you may want to pay particular attention to the starter battery and have that evaluated if you suspect there could be any issues with it. The other thing to look at is the tires. This van comes with tires that we've found are really only suitable for summer kind of highway-ish driving. Depending on what you want to do with the van, you might need to replace the tires, which could be quite expensive, or maybe the tires are just worn and will need to be replaced. That can be an expense to be aware of, or maybe just an area for negotiation.
The pocket comes with a number of loose items that you're going to want to make sure are here. First is, of course, the car jack, which is stored in here, and the tire inflator kit, because it doesn't come with a spare tire. There's a hose for the back, and there's a couple of parts for the table because you can configure it in a couple of different ways. There's the big shore power cable, and there's the Thetford cassette toilet, which is usually stored in here. There's also 4 privacy screens for the front cab to block off light, because there's an optional item with the Pocket, and that's the Luno spare mattress, and it goes across the front. Not all of the Pockets have that, so if it's important to you, you're going to want to check it out.
Another loose item you want to be aware of is what's called the slinky. Normally the slinky is stored in a black tube under here, inside this door that opens up. We've modified our van so we can drain the gray water with a hose, but usually the way they come is you use the slinky. Sometimes these black tubes under there break, they get busted off, whatever. If you need the slinky and it's not there, you might need to ask for it. Another thing you want to check for, make sure they're there in your pocket, are the bug screens. A lot of people remove this rear bug screen. There's also one over on the cargo door that covers that. Both these bug screens came on the Pocket originally. You want to check if they're still there. Something that might be easy to overlook is the manual set. You have the manuals that come with the Ram ProMaster van. There are also 2 key ones that come with the Pocket itself. This operator's manual is also available online in PDF format, but the supplemental one does not appear to be. This has all of the detailed manufacturer information on the various systems that come inside the Solis Pocket. If that's available, you definitely want to get it with the van. Well, those should be the critical systems that we recommend you take a look at if you're looking at a used Pocket or even a new Pocket.
These are things that we wish that we had known when we picked up ours.
Yeah, I wish we checked some of those.
I do too.
If you can think of any other things, or based on your experiences, things you might suggest, please add those to the comments so that'll help everyone else in the future.
We hope this video is of use to you, and as always, drop us any comments that you care to. Feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.